Hi, welcome to Senior Savvy. I'm Jane Wells, your host for today's show. Senior Savvy is brought to you by the Oshkosh Senior Center, where it's our mission to enrich the quality of life for adults ages 50 and older. Now, we have a really important topic today, so don't you get up and change that channel. We are talking about falls and falls prevention, and my guests today are from the Winnebago County Department of Public Health, and Paula Stephens and Barb Wolf. So I would like to welcome them. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us today.
Great. Why don't you just tell us real quickly a little bit about yourselves? And
Okay. Well, I've been a public health nurse for over 30 years, done many different things, but my latest passion is falls prevention. It's very, very important, and we want to get the message out there.
right.
Okay, and I'm Paula Stephens, and I also am a registered nurse, and I work primarily with older adults and in the area of falls prevention. And Barb and I together, we co-chair the Winnebago County Fall Prevention Coalition.
Wonderful.
Which is a group of community partners that are coming together and trying to work on reducing the risk of falls in our older adults in Winnebago County.
Wonderful. And if Paula looks just a little bit familiar,
A little bit.
it's because she used to be with us on staff at the senior center.
Yes,
So, and I'm
yes.
so glad that you're still continuing the work. So, Barb, tell us a little bit about. I mean, are falls really important? Do people fall in Wisconsin?
Really fall, yes. It's a very, very important topic. It's very serious. It's actually a very serious issue nationwide, and then also in Wisconsin and, well, across the nation, as I said. As people age, the risk of falling goes up. 1 in 3 people after age 65 fall each year, and that can be very, very serious. And 20 to 30% of those can have a serious injury, such as fractured hip or head injury, so leading to more serious complications.
Right.
Also, it's the leading cause in Wisconsin and really in Winnebago County of hospitalization and ER visits. So it is serious, and a lot of people don't realize that falls can be prevented.
Right. Exactly. And that's kind of what we're going to talk a little bit about today, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
So statistic-wise, I mean, I was surprised to hear you say that that's the number one reason that people are admitted to the hospital is falls. I would have actually thought it might have been other health concerns.
Right.
But it is the falls.
Yeah. Number one.
So tell us a little bit about, we talked about being preventable and what are the risk factors? So,
Well, aging is a normal risk factor. Actually, once you turn 35, people in general start losing muscle mass. So a third of a pound to a half of a pound a year. So it's very significant, and you don't realize it because it's happening gradually.
right.
But especially, once you hit that 65-year mark.
And so what does muscle mass have to do with falling? How are the two tied to each other?
Well, as we age, many of us tend to reduce what we're doing, our physical activity.
Yes.
And what does
Right.
that lead to? Deconditioning of muscles.
Right.
And of course, with fall prevention, we're especially interested in lower body
Right.
muscle strength.
Right.
So when those muscles become deconditioned, we're putting ourselves at risk.
So your reflexes aren't as good, your
Right.
ability
Right,
to recover
right.
quickly,
Right.
because the muscles are kind of going, hey, you haven't used me in a long time, what do you mean?
Right.
And as we age, we also have arthritis or osteoarthritis
Sure.
complications, and so that can add to this problem.
So let's talk about, you have special awareness events or opportunities, don't you?
Yes,
We do.
through the health department. We have a couple of things that we just did this past year. We did a social media campaign in which we, every Friday, on our Facebook page at the health department, we put out what we're calling our Fall Friday messages. And that's
Okay.
just a message some little educational tidbit that relates to fall prevention. Like in the month of January now, we just did winter safety. So we talked about what kind of shoes or boots should you wear if you're going to be out in the snow or on icy parking lots and that kind of thing.
And today is a prime example of that, where it's just a little thin layer of ice all in different places. So you have some fabulous videos that you have worked on. So Paula, tell us a little bit about them, and why don't you go ahead and intro that first video we're going to see.
Okay. We did 3 videos, and the first video that we did is on fall awareness. And there are signs that we should all be aware of that happen long before we ever have a fall. So that's what this first video is about, is to make our viewers more aware of those things that they should be paying attention to, because there's things they can do to change those risk factors.
All right. So let's watch that first video and learn a little bit about how we can prevent falls.
There has to be a better way to prevent injuries from a fall.
One out of every 3 people in Wisconsin over the age of 65 has a fall each year. Many of us are totally unaware of the subtle changes that occur with aging that could mean we are at risk.
Getting out of that chair isn't as easy as it used to be.
Using the armrest of a chair for assistance when rising to a standing position, or rocking forward to assist when standing, can signify a decrease in the strength of the muscles of the lower body. Changes in our strength and balance can already begin in our 50s and then decrease more rapidly after age 70.
Hi, good morning. How are you? I'm so glad you came. Have a seat.
Touching furniture for additional support as we move about our home is a warning sign that changes have occurred in our balance. Adults who have fallen often develop a fear of falling. This fear can lead to a self-imposed decrease in physical activity, which unfortunately results in a further decrease in muscle strength and balance.
This is Barb. Could you take my arm? I have trouble making curves here, stepping up. Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Oh,
Difficulty stepping up onto a curb is another sign of muscle loss in the legs. You may not think that you are at risk for a fall, but these signs could tell you a different story. Research shows falls are preventable. Strength and balance can be improved at any age. Don't let these subtle changes make you a fall statistic. Be physically active every day. Add strength and balance exercises to your weekly routine.
oh, thank you. I knew there had to be a better way to protect myself from falls.
Wow, there were so many good points in there. And as I was watching, I was thinking, this isn't only good for a senior, but also for their children. Because, sometimes we get coping behaviors or adaptive behaviors and we don't even really realize we're doing them. But if you're at your parents' house and you notice that they're skimming along every surface to kind of hold themselves up, or that they have to do that rocking, who hasn't seen that? Okay, here we go. It might be a great time to talk about having, having a conversation about falling or the risk of falling, or finding out, you know, if mom and dad have that fear.
Right.
Or that they aren't even aware that they have those behaviors, and you say, you know what, mom and dad, I've noticed, let's get some help. And we need to call Winnebago County Public Health Department, right? So what number, first of all, let's just quickly give out your phone number. If somebody would have a need to contact you or would like more information, where should they go for that? Or who should, the phone number?
The phone number at Winnebago County Health Department is 920-232-3000.
All right.
Okay.
Excellent.
So, I think you can relate in that you know, you don't have to be old
Right.
to notice that there's changes. I think most of us in our 50s and 60s already notice that we don't pop out of the chair like we used to.
Right.
And that's the time to pay attention already, that maybe we're losing some of that lower body strength. Maybe we're sitting around more than we used to, and maybe we need to get going and get involved in an exercise program.
And that's really key to a lot of it, isn't it?
It is.
And even if you can't get out there and walk, you know, a great distance, you did see people, you know, doing things in a chair.
Right.
Start out where you
Right.
can't. Start
Right.
out where you're at.
Right.
But if it means sitting in a chair and doing some things, start to do those things.
Right.
Just
Right.
get it in slowly.
I think we need to learn to get ahead of the ball game, you know,
Right.
that we don't, not to wait until we're so deconditioned
Right.
that we're going to have a fall, but kind of notice some of these things
Right.
of I'm reaching out to take someone's arm to step up on the curb.
Right.
That should tell me something.
Right.
You know, I'm rocking to get up from this chair. That should tell me something.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yes. And awareness is such a key component to it. Just be aware of how you're
Right.
moving, what you're doing, and then realize, you know, and if you know you aren't doing anything at all physically, then you know that no matter what, no matter where you're at, you need to start. So
Exactly.
we have another great video, so would you like to intro that one just a little bit for us?
Yes. Our second video is on, it's called Simple Steps to Strengthen Balance. And so it basically demonstrates some very basic exercises that anyone can do
Perfect.
To incorporate into their daily life, and they're there to help improve strength and balance.
All right,
So-
let's take a look and see what this video is about.
One out of every 3 Americans over the age of 65 falls each year. Research has found that regular physical activity is the one factor that offers some protection against falls. According to the National Institute of Health, 9% of adults aged 65 and older report difficulty with balance. This, along with a decline in lower body strength and stability, leads to an alarming number of hospital admissions each year for fall-related injuries. The good news is that strength and balance can be improved with simple exercises that are done on a regular basis. Balance exercises can be done every day. Balance exercise differs from other exercises in that we change the standing base of support. Normally, when exercising, we stand with our feet shoulder width apart to provide a stable base of support. When we are exercising to challenge our balance, we narrow the base of support and do exercises on one foot or with one foot in front of the other. Be sure to do all balance exercises on a flat, non-slip surface and next to a structure such as a countertop, sturdy chair, or a wall for support. A simple place to begin is standing on one foot and holding that position for 10 seconds. Alternate to the other foot and do likewise. Repeat this 10 times. As balance improves, raise your arms to add movement as you maintain your balance. Another way to challenge our balance is to position the heel of one foot in front of the toes of the other foot, as if you were walking on a tightrope. Choose a focal point ahead of you and focus on it to keep you steady as you walk. This improves dynamic balance. Take 10 steps forward, repeat 10 times. As your balance improves, take 10 steps backwards. Chair rise exercises with no hands can also improve balance as well as increase muscle strength in the hips and thighs. Cross your arms on your chest. Lean forward and press down on the front of your feet to stand. Then sit down again in a controlled manner. Repeat this exercise 6 to 10 times. Gradually increase the number of repetitions as your lower body becomes stronger. If you are unable to rise from a chair without the assistance of your arms, use an armchair and use your hands to assist as you rise. But do the majority of the work with your legs.
I exercise in the water because it makes me feel good.
My strength and balance has so improved with exercise. Things that I couldn't lift, I can now lift. Squat with my legs. It's wonderful.
Exercise keeps me strong so I can do what I want to do.
A free guide can be obtained from the National Institute on Aging. Its title is Exercise and Physical Activity. It gives detailed instructions on more strength and balance exercises, as well as aerobic and flexibility exercise.
Again, so many great tips in there. And gee, I didn't notice a lot of expensive fitness equipment or anything like that.
Exactly.
Real simple basic stuff you can start out doing in your home. But sometimes when you're exercising, it is a little hard to get motivated all by yourself. And I recognize some of the places in there.
Yeah.
So are there places in the community where you can go to exercise specifically to help gain balance?
There are, and there are some classes as well. Of course, the Senior Center has some obviously wonderful programs there, but your YMCA and their private clubs and fitness clubs that you can join. But a lot of these, as we mentioned in the video, can simply be done at home. So it's a matter of learning some simple strength and balance exercises.
So if a person was interested in learning about where they could all go in the community, is there a resource for that on your website at all?
Yes, there is. There is a page on our website that has many of the resources in our community, and we're so blessed because we have a lot of really great opportunities. So our viewers can go to our website, which is WinnebagoPublicHealth.org, and then to the left they click fall prevention, and that will take you to just a ton of fall prevention information, as well as the videos that we're viewing are listed under that page also.
So if they wanted to recap those exercise ideas that were in the home and very easy to start out with, they can watch those videos again through your website.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
What a great tool to have. And it also has a list of different agencies within the community that offer exercise classes that would help to address some of the issues for falls.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
What a great resource. So we have one more video to go through. These are great. And Paula, I see your hand in a lot of them. So wonderful. Wonderful. They're great, you guys.
And our last and final video is on vitamin D. A lot of people don't realize what an important vitamin D is. There's a lot of research being done on it at this time, but one of the effects of vitamin D is it helps with the absorption of calcium. So it's very, very important for actually muscle strength and bone strength. And so we are aware that many people don't realize they're not getting enough vitamin D. And I guess just to become more aware of it and to talk with their healthcare provider about the amount they should be taking. But we thought thought it would be good to get a video out on that and just talking about the importance. You know, in Wisconsin, we simply do not get enough of our sunshine vitamin.
Right, especially this time of year.
Right,
It's so
right.
hard.
It is very hard. So, yeah, we thought people need to be aware that this is very important for them.
Anyone special in this video at all?
Actually, we have my dad in this video, and he
wonderful.
agreed to be in the video. He's 91, and actually he's sitting out in the sunshine, and that's good that he's getting that vitamin D. But I do happen to know he's on a supplement as well, and many folks really need to be on that supplement. And so that's what we're talking about in this
Excellent.
video.
All right, so let's tune in to vitamin D in a pill and find out more information about it.
Vitamin D promises to be the most talked about supplement of the decade. It benefits the life and health of a person in many ways. But unfortunately, facts show that a huge part of the population, from healthy newborns to frail elderly and many others in between, are deficient in vitamin D. Worldwide, an estimated 1 billion people have inadequate levels of vitamin D in their blood. Vitamin D benefits the health and well-being of a person in many ways. It supports a healthy immune system, it improves muscle strength and function, and it builds and supports strong bones by enhancing calcium absorption. An adequate blood level of vitamin D reduces the softening of bones by allowing the body to absorb more calcium. Vitamin D is important to both older men and women who want to reduce their risk of injuries from a fall. Older adults who are at a higher risk of falls should have physical therapy and take vitamin D supplements to reduce their chance of injury from a fall. There are only 2 ways to receive vitamin D in amounts necessary for proper health: through direct skin exposure to sunlight and through vitamin D supplementation. Some foods contain vitamin D, but not enough to be of any noticeable benefit. Our bodies make vitamin D when our skin is directly exposed to sunlight, and most people meet at least some of their vitamin D needs in this way. However, there are a number of lifestyle and environmental factors that influence the rate of vitamin D formation in the skin. Clouds, shade, and window glass, the use of sunscreen, spending more time indoors, and aging, which reduces our body's ability to make vitamin D from the sun. For most people, the best way to get vitamin D is by taking a supplement. Talk with your healthcare provider about what dose is right for you. To maximize absorption of vitamin D, supplements should be taken with a meal that provides some fat or oils. Remember, a daily dose of vitamin D might be just the prevention measure that enables you to stay active and enjoying life.
Again, wonderful information, and I didn't know about eating more of the healthier fats with it to help it to absorb better and get more benefit out of it. So you get to eat and take the vitamins. That's great.
Right.
So not only do you have the videos to educate people about it, but you have other programs as well. Why don't you share a little bit about what some of those are, please?
Okay.
Well, we have one program that we've been doing for quite a few years already. It's called Stay Active, Be Confident. And what it is a fall risk assessment. And that just means that we go into a person's home and we look at their strength and balance. We look at maybe what medications they're taking. We look at the safety of their home. We look at their mood, their memory, their vision, the kind of shoes they're wearing, anything that could contribute to a fall. And we then take whatever risk factors we find, and then with that person we talk about how can we reduce these risk factors. So it's very comprehensive, and our goal is, of course, to keep the person independent and safe in their home.
Right.
And that's really the goal of all of this, is keeping people well,
Right.
healthy,
Right.
independent, doing the
Right.
things that they want to do.
Right. So if I wanted to have a false risk assessment, you're not coming to judge me on whether my house is clean or dirty or anything
No.
like that.
Absolutely not,
It
no.
is more really to look at the environment to see what might pose a hazard, and kind of like you said, then to test other issues. So where do I call, or what do I do for that?
Okay.
You would call the health department. Again, that number is 920-232-3000.
And I just say I want to book a health risk assessment,
Yes,
and
and
they'll
Right.
get me where I need to be.
And
or-
folks need to know that this is absolutely free, and we're in there actually to help them be able to
Right.
stay independent and stay in their own homes.
Right. And it's interesting to see things through somebody else's eyes. You know, I might have had that particular rug there for 20 years or whatever, but you know, when you come in, you go, oh, but look it. You know, I mean, just to
Right.
see it, because you are looking for different things than what I would be within my own home. So what a great service to offer. What else is there out in the community?
Well,
or-
we have a couple of evidence-based programs, which means that they are researched on fall prevention. And one of them is called Stepping On. That is a 7-week program, and it's geared to older folks at risk for a fall. Referrals can come from their physician or themselves, or really a family member. It's a great program. We meet for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. They learn. This is where they learn these simple strength and balance exercise. So there are 4 strengthening exercises and 4 balance, and they learn that. If they do these balance exercises, they do them daily, and then the strength exercises are 3 times a week, and they're very simple exercises that anyone can learn them. We have guest speakers. We have 4 different guest speakers. We have a physical therapist that comes 3 times. We have a pharmacist that comes and talks about the risk of medications might play for falls. We have a community safety individual come. We usually have Officer Joe Nichols come, and everybody just enjoys him. And then we have a vision specialist come, because a lot of people don't realize that being able to see good is very important to prevent falls. So it's really a great class. It's led by 2 facilitators. The folks just end up just enjoying this class. So
Wonderful.
it's a great class.
Yeah, and I'm sure those that participate in it can really see some gain from the beginning of the 7 weeks to the end. We
right.
have just a minute or so to wrap up here. Any other thing you'd like to share about falls prevention, or you want to give out the website maybe one more time and the phone number just for people to call and contact?
Okay.
Sure. It's WinnebagoPublicHealth.org is our website, and again, the phone number is 232-3000.
Excellent. Ladies, thank you so much for your
You're
work in
welcome.
this, because I know you're both very passionate about it. And like you said, Paula, it's so critical to be able to help people to stay in their home longer and to age, where they're familiar.
Right.
You have to be healthy, and it starts with getting some of that physical exercise back into your world, whether it's starting just sitting on a chair or doing something else. But then have somebody come in, do a risk assessment, see where things pan out.
Right.
What a great service. Thank you, ladies,
Yeah,
for both
thank
of your
you.
dedication and service to this. And I imagine in the coming years, it's only going to increase, isn't it? Thank you so much for watching Senior Savvy. We'll see you next time.